Alan, thanks so much for joining me today. It's a real pleasure to talk to you about the work you're doing through Texas Golf ConneXion, helping children in need through golf. You held your first tournament just a week or so ago. It was a huge success, and I want to talk about that day, what happened, and what you have planned for the rest of 2013.
Well, I appreciate your calling me, and I appreciate your taking the time to do this.
So Compete for Compassion has been a dream of yours. Maybe you could share with the audience, why is it so important to you?
Well, what happened is I was raised in Hawaii, and as a kid in Hawaii, I grew up with a great mother who put no limitations on anything that I've done. She used to always tell me, I don't care if you're a street sweeper or the President of the United States, whatever you do it well. And in my life, I've been very, very blessed by having all kinds of opportunities, not only to grow personally, but also financially. And several years ago, approximately 5-6 years ago, I met and I hung around with a group of golfers, and these golfers were always challenging each other on the golf course, and they were just talking smack as golfers do. Well, I decided to put up a little purse. It was $5,000 to put out a skins game, and from that, what happened is I was in church one day, and there were some representatives from Compassion International. And it was one of those epiphany moments where it's clear as day. You hear a voice that says, "You're going to do this." I had no idea what I was going to do. I had no idea how I was going to do it. All I knew is this voice just told me, "You're going to do this." And so I contacted the folks at Compassion International. The contact, his name was Dan Prochow, who's no longer there. And we said, you know what? What if we put together a golf tournament that had a money purse to it, and we also raised money for kids? And we did that. And lo and behold, the thought of Compete for Compassion, it turned from being an event that was focusing on raising money for Compassion International, and it evolved to competing for all kind of compassionate purposes. For example, right now we're doing something for Make-A-Wish Foundation. We want to help kids. There's a golf camp here in Houston where we want to provide scholarships, and it's not that much money. For only $2,500, we can sponsor 20 kids to go through a golf training program that will teach them the value of responsibility, respect, and ethics. And I believe that since I've been blessed with so many things, and I love this game of golf, what a great idea, and it's not mine, it was one of those inspired ideas. What a great idea it is to take what I've been given, the love of golf, and turn around and help kids with it.
That's terrific. That's wonderful. Well, this year's event went again to Compassion International, the charity, and with that, you also attracted numerous sponsors, many of them quite substantial. Golf Galaxy, your primary retail sponsor. You attracted celebrities like Roger Clemens. So what do you think there was about this particular skins game? There are a lot of tournaments out there that attracted such high-profile people.
And I know that this is overused, but I have to believe I believe in manifest destiny. And, I think that there's a greater hand in this, but, I was driving around Houston one day, and I get this call on my phone. And I answer it, and it goes, "Hi, this is Roger Clemens. I want to play in your golf tournament." And I'm like, "Yeah, right, okay." And I almost hung up on him. And he goes, No, seriously, this is really Roger Clemens. And we got to talk, we got to talking, and I'm like, and I talk to everybody this way. I'm like, "Dude, okay, why me?" And he goes, "Hey, somebody told me I need to be in this event. We want to be in this event. We like what you're doing for kids, and we don't want to just play in the event. We want to sponsor you." And so he was the first person to come up with a sponsorship, came up with a silver sponsorship. No questions asked. The guy was just like, "Here's my credit card. I'm in. My wife's going to be in, and we're going to bring 4 more. We're just going to be a total of 6 of us." And,
wow.
and that, there's been a lot said about the man in the sports world. I don't get into that. I go into my personal experience of the man. And from the initial conversation through getting the right to use his name in some publicity things and his image in some of our photos, Roger Clemens has just been an outstanding individual.
Wonderful. Oh, I just love it. Love it, love it. You know, I don't know, maybe it's because he became a golfer, because every golfer I know gives back, and he has his own foundation that helps kids, so it looked like a really good match, the two of you coming together. What other kind of people did you attract to this event? Kinds of players? Were they high handicappers, low handicappers, men, women, all ages? What kind of people come to this event?
We had all ages, and one of the things I want to do is really to thank Golf Galaxy. You mentioned sponsors. You know, I played golf with one of the retail managers here in Houston, and he said, you know what, we're going to get behind this. And he rented up the flag to their corporate offices, and Golf Galaxy was just phenomenal. They just said, yep, we're on board, we want to do this, and it was incredible. But to answer your question about the type of golfers, we had guys who were from, you know, +1, +2 players to 15 handicaps. And the nice thing about this event, it's like it doesn't matter if you're a scratch golfer or if you're a 15 handicap. You know, I've had events where people have played in it and have shot a 91 and won a $1,700 skin. At this particular event, we gave away two $2,000 skins. We gave away a total of $8,000 in prize money, and we're still able to raise $3,000 for kids.
Wow. That's great. That is so great. Well, the day must have been like go, go, go from the beginning. I know you had wonderful weather and everything seemed to turn out right, but there's so much work that goes into these events. How did you get volunteers to help? Tell me a little bit about the process you went through to make this all happen as far as pulling it together for that day.
Absolutely. For those people that know me, they know that I'm a Facebook junkie. I love social media. It's a great way to stay connected with people. It's a great way to put the word out. I'm just a huge social media fan. And what I did is I just put it out there. Hey, I'm looking for volunteers. If you like kids and you like golf, you know, message me. And what happened is my wife came on board. Her friends came on board. One of the golfers is a good friend of mine, Dan Hudson. His girlfriend, Tamara Gardner, she helped out. An old friend of ours, Crystal Blanche, helped. I mean, the willingness, and a woman I met on Facebook, Stephanie Wood, she's an event coordinator. She came out. I mean, it was just totally amazing. And I reached out to a photographer, Brian Anderson, who's just this incredible world famous photographer. And I said to him via Facebook, I said, Brian, you know, for this event, I really can't afford you. Do you have somebody that you can send? And he sent this girl. Her name was Jessie Becker. She was a tremendous photographer, and she took some incredible shots. So when you say how did it all come together, I really got to thank social media because, you know, most of the word went out through social media. The response came in through social media, and my volunteers came through social media.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, I did see some pictures on Facebook, and it looked like everybody was having a blast. Is there anything special that happened during the day, any special moments, anything that you want to share about the experience people had, what they said, stuff like that?
Sure. What was incredible, the thing that stood out the most, golfers by and large are very, very competitive, okay? They're not competitive like boxers, and they're not competitive, you know, like football players, but they have a competitive streak. And I've got to tell you, before the event, we had a putting contest to where if a person bought a raffle ticket for $5, you got one putt, $5 for one putt, $10 you got 3 putts, and $20 you got 5 putts. Well, the people that made it, all you have to do is make one putt to go into the playoffs. Well, we had a number of players in the playoffs. And so after the tournament was over, I got to tell you, more competitive than the event itself was the putting contest. People were going crazy over this putting contest. And one of our sponsors, Peretti Putters, who makes some of the finest putters in the world, donated a putter for the event and donated a putter. These are like $300-400 putters. I mean, these aren't cheap putters. These are great putters. And people wanted that Peretti putter so bad. It was like after the tournament was over, people were waiting in line to putt for 45 minutes. And it was, wow. It was nuts. I never expect. I've been to tournaments before where you have a putting contest, but this one, people were just hanging around. People were jeering. People were cheering. People were making side bets. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh wow! Oh, that's okay. Well, they do say putt for dough, don't they? So
that's
well, Well, you know, this is the first of 4 events you've got planned for 2013. Tell me about the next one. Where is it going to be? When? Are you changing up the format at all? Anything you can tell me about the next one?
Well, you know, I was thinking about changing up the format, but based on all the feedback prior to putting this together and with the event, it seems like there's nothing out there. You have a two-man best ball. You have play your own ball, you know, but there's not too many two-man scrambles out there that has a purse attached to it. And it seems that the golfers really, really like that because of the fact of the team atmosphere and the team camaraderie as well, along with the competition. And so, you know, a lot of people ask me, you know, well, how do you avoid people cheating? And, you know, my first response to that is, you really don't know golf, okay? Because, yeah, that'll happen, but that's typically in these charity four-man scrambles. When you've got two teams competing against each other, it's self-monitoring. You've got one team playing against the other team. They're watching each other. They exchange scorecards. And all the golfers like this two-man scramble format because if one of the players sprays it off the tee, guess what? You got another chance for a guy to put it in play. If another person has a bad putt, you've got the other person to read the putt and make the putt. And it really, really seems like, you know, the two-man scramble is a great neutralizer because you can have a person who's a scratch golfer with a 15 handicapper, and the 15 handicapper could just be a putting genius, you know? It's a format that appeals to high handicap golfers, low handicap golfers, and women because everybody's got a chance to win.
Right, right. No, I love it. It is a balance for sure. What's the charity you've chosen for this next event?
This one, we're kind of looking, there's a school of golf here in Houston, and I'm going to be meeting with the director, J.J. Wood, on Thursday. And if everything lines up properly, we're going to use this event to try and raise money so that we can sponsor 20 kids to go through I think it's a 4-week golf camp this summer where the kids will learn not only about how to hit the ball, but more importantly, and what I'm really attached to, is how to become better people. You know, we live in a world, and I'm going to say this and get off my soapbox, but we live in a world where everyone's a victim. And don't get me wrong, there are situations where people are true victims. But it seems that there's this ominous social thought where people have succumbed to this thing that poor me. And I'm a firm believer, that's why we have no excuses sports, that, you know what, if you train hard, you stay committed, you'll be successful, whether that's in life, whether that's in sports, whether that's in anything. And this camp is about teaching kids the life lessons about respect and responsibility. And if we can turn out more kids who come from that mindset that, you know what, it's not your fault, it's my choice, I think we're going to have better kids as we grow older. Oh,
I'm with you on that for sure.
And so I'm really committed to doing anything that, and not just to throw money at a problem. There's a lot of people that feed people, and believe me, those are worthy causes. But where my passion is empowering young people to take responsibility for who they are without excuses.
Wonderful. Well, that's a nice way to end this one. Let's close it up with, where is it? How do they register?
The next event will be at Cypress Wood Traditions, which is a PGA course. It's where a number of PGA qualifiers are held with the Shell Houston Open. Cypress Wood Traditions is located in Humboldt, Texas. And for more information, your listeners can go to www.texasgolfconnexion, and connection is spelled CONNEXION.com. That's www.texasgolfconnexion, and you can find us also on Facebook.
Yep. Well, I'll definitely include the links in the posting. And Alan, I'm so happy for you. The success of the first one. I hope this leads to dozens more. I look forward to finding out what's going on in the next competition and see who's signed up for that, and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Gail. I hope you have a blessed day.